Hello, I'm Lihlo Hollins from the production crew, and tonight, or well, this afternoon, I'm here with.
I'm Marissa McClinton. I am the Environmental Justice Associate Organizer with the Sierra Club Delaware chapter and one of the advisors for the Delaware Youth Environmental Summit.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm Hantika Fatluri. I'm a sophomore at Tower Hill, and I'm a communications leader with the Youth Environmental Summit.
Okay, you guys ready to get into the questions?
Yeah.
For students who have never heard of yes, how would you explain what the Youth Environmental Summit is and why it matters?
Okay, I would explain it as a way for all students to get involved in our community. So there's like 3 different parts to YES. There's our communications committee, the logistics committee, and the plenary committee. So it really gives everyone a place to like voice their opinions on important environmental issues that interest them. And it's just a really great way to get involved with our community and learn more about environmental issues and topics.
Yeah, so the Youth Environmental Summit is student-led. We have one of our really great students here doing it. And it's a conference. It's currently held at the Chase Riverfront Center. And students come in, we feed them breakfast. They have 3 workshops and lunch and a chance to visit exhibitors that range from colleges to nonprofits to other community groups. And it's just a really immersive experience where students get to learn about a broad range of environmental topics from the experts in those fields in one day in February.
Wow. I didn't know. Well, I knew, but I also didn't know that it was like a specific day. I always thought it was kind of like this, like at least, maybe once a week you come in and talk about things. So that's interesting. Okay. So speaking of the students, the summit started with around 270 students, according to this, and now has more than 750. Why do you think so many young people want to be a part of this?
I think they're just really seeing like how important it is to really like learn more about the environment. And I think that it's just a really great way to really see like and expand your outreach with like things that you're involved in and to really learn more about things that you might not even have like been exposed to prior before coming to the summit.
Yeah, the Delaware Youth Environmental Summit started right after I graduated high school, so I did not get a chance to attend as a student, but as someone who was interested in environmental field when I was in high school, I was looking for opportunities to learn about the environment that went beyond the classes that I was taking. I personally found that in my school's FFA chapter, and so I think for students who either aren't involved in programs already, YES gives a really good opportunity to just take one day, learn a bunch of stuff, and then have some clarity on what they're interested in and what the next steps are from the summit.
That is so cool. Like, this is actually surprising how, like, this is the first time we're actually talking. Because this really seems like something we, as the cause, we talk about, we do. I'm not too sure. I could be very wrong, but I don't remember, like, doing any videos too much on the environment itself. So maybe we can get into that together. Maybe. Who can come to YES? And what does it mean to you that it's open to all Delaware high school students for free?
Okay. Anyone's welcome to come to YES. Like for Delaware students, they can come for free because I think it's a great way for them to really expand their like horizons and meet new people and really network. Because there's a lot of vendors there that are talking about, like things you can do over the summer where you can volunteer. But there's also specialized breakout rooms where you can meet with, for example, like professors and like those who are really specialized in a specific environmental field. So really anyone really is welcome to come, whether it's educators or their students.
Accessibility for the summit, I would say, is one of the reasons that I became an advisor. I went to Smyrna High School. I'm a public school kid all the way. I went to public schools my whole childhood. And I've seen firsthand, both as a student and now with friends who are teachers, that opportunities are they're not distributed evenly. And so there are some students who, just because of the school they go to, don't have access to the same resources like a summit, especially if their teachers have to pay for things like travel and they have to have lessons planned for the sub. And we know that teachers in general they're under a lot of pressure right now. And so the fact that YES is free and the fact that we are able to offer assistance for Title I schools, for schools that have never attended, and for schools that are in the Pathway for Green Schools, I think is a really good step in making sure that all students, no matter where they go, have access to learning about the environment in a way that's fun and is engaging and really helps expand what they've been exposed to when they're in high school.
I like that. Is it just for high school students or okay? Because I know when I was younger, I would have been obsessed with this. Okay, for the fourth question. Yes is planned by students along with adults and organizations. What's it like working together across generations?
I think it's really fun to collaborate with our committee leaders. Miss Marissa is my committee leader, and it's really great to really see where we kind of differ in our in things that we believe about the environment. But it's really fun to collaborate, even if our ideas are different, so that we can really create a really cohesive plan with our leaders.
What kinds of environmental issues do students actually get to talk about or take action on at the summit?
Okay, so these are some specific breakout rooms that I've seen when I was at the summit. So one that I saw last year was a hydrogen fuel cell one, and it was pretty cool because so instead of using power to fuel something, they could use hydrogen to fuel anything really. And then another one that I saw was honeybees, and it was talking about their extinction, I believe. And it was just really cool to see their hives and just learn about things like that.
I have seen almost every environmental topic I think I'm on my third summit as an advisor. We touch on everything from agricultural pollution to regenerative agriculture. We've had speakers talk about environmental justice. There's a workshop this year that I'm really excited for that is going to be about drawing on people's cultural backgrounds and using that as a way to more effectively advocate in your community. We talk about offshore wind, we talk about land use, we talk about composting. It is truly every single environmental topic you can think of has probably been covered or would be covered, because we take, you can submit an idea for the Yes Summit. You can submit a workshop idea on our website. And so we have a very wide range of speakers, exhibitors. Almost every environmental thing under the sun has been covered at Yes or will be covered at Yes in the future. It's really great.
Wow, that actually sounds awesome. How many times have you gone?
This is my second year.
Second year. You're a sophomore?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Me too, bro. I would love to go. That actually sounds cool. Hint, hint. All right, we're at the sixth question. Okay, after the summit ends, how do students take what they learned and use it back at their schools or in their communities? Have you seen it happen? Or okay.
So in my own experience, one of the breakout rooms I went to was the hydrogen fuel cell room, and I actually got research with the professor there last summer. So I got to learn a lot more, and it was just really great. And I think the stuff that I learned there, I can really use in my future, and it kind of showed me new things that I may have not known before that.
I met a student at the Yes Summit last year, I believe it was last year, who had come to me and just said that she was interested in electric school buses. And I then worked with her. She's now a student leader for Yes. I worked with her for months to do the research on electric school buses. She ended up talking to her school district. She talked to her superintendent, and she was able to put a really good proposal together to talk about how we can get more electric school buses and lower the emissions of our transportation to get people to school. And that was a really good example of, she had already been interested in it. She came to Yes, wanted someone to believe in her and to connect with her. And she's now doing amazing things. She's a senior now, so she'll graduate. And those things are really powerful and really great that come out of Yes.
Wow, I didn't know electric school buses even existed. Is she working towards making that a thing, or do they actually exist? Yeah. Wow. Never thought about that. Can I ask why? Why it was so important to her?
Yeah, so when you think about school buses, there's probably a smell that comes to your mind when they're running, and that's diesel. School buses, a lot of them run on diesel fuel, and the emissions from diesel fuel have particulate matter in them. They have, they're called SOx and NOx, which are other chemicals, and just the emissions have things in them that have been tied to really dangerous health outcomes. There are some that have been linked to certain kinds of cancer. And we've seen in the studies of how school buses run that those can be breathed in from students that are riding on the buses. And so in addition to the climate impacts of having the carbon dioxide from burning diesel fuel, there's also the health impacts of our students being exposed to these and potentially having things like asthma come out as a result. And so electric school buses from that are a way for us to clean up the air from school buses. It cleans up the air in and outside the bus and helps us reach our climate goals as a state and as a country.
Wow. I've never thought about that. I hope her dreams get fulfilled. Yeah, I truly do. All right. What are we at? The 7th question. All right. We are almost done, ladies. What does student leadership really look like at Yes? How much say do students have in planning the events?
I would say that students get a lot of say in the event. So within our communications committee, but really in any committee involved in Yes, there's a co-chair and there's a chair within our committee, and they kind of act as our leaders in a way. They leaders within our committee, and basically they kind of plan the meeting times and they take meeting notes and things of that sort. And so I think that the students do get a lot of say while still collaborating with our teachers who oversee.
As an advisor, I don't want to say I don't do much for the summit, but I am a source of advice, and that is pretty much it. I make sure that our deadlines are known. The students are responsible for meeting them. Every single thing that you have seen on our social media has come from students. I don't post anything. I don't make anything. I'm just here to help give my advice as someone who's been there, done that. And all of our students, they truly build this from scratch. Every email is sent by students. They get all of the speakers. They help facilitate some of the workshops. It's truly a student-led experience.
Wow, that's kind of like our thing. Except for the sending things and posting things. We usually leave that to Mr. Dennis. You guys were in contact with him. Yeah. So you know who he is. Oh, it was you. Okay. All right. Now I get it. So, I think that's really cool. It's always nice to have a little bit of independence for something you want to do. Right. So I think that's amazing. All right, for this 8th question. Yep. Do you have a favorite moment or story from a past summit that shows how Yes impacts students?
Okay, so my story is my summer research that I did. I think it just was really great to have the opportunity to get that research and have that opportunity to do that, because that's something that I never thought I'd be able to get, especially as a freshman in high school, where a lot of other programs require you to have certain qualifications and things of that sort. But I think that's what's so great about the Yes Summit, is that it really gives students the opportunity to actually get involved in things that really interest them. And it's just a great way because everyone there is so willing to help the students get involved there.
Oh, one of my favorite stories. I would say the student that I was talking about earlier who had the project with electric school buses. It was just really great getting to meet a student who had the similar intensity of passion for the environment as I do. And that's one thing that I love about this summit in general. I've also met a lot of really good speakers through the years. I met Christy, who's the founder of Brown Girl Green, and just a lot of really good people who come and are exhibitors, and I get to network. Even me as an adult, I get to network with other environmental organizations, and it's just a really special place within my year.
That's nice. Oh, can I ask what you were researching?
Yeah, I was researching hydrogen fuel cells, and I was basically, while I was there, I was looking at some of their machines and just seeing if they were working as efficiently as possible for preventing environmental waste.
Wow. Can I ask what your favorite school subject is?
Okay, this is a loaded question.
I'm sorry. I just want to know.
Yeah, okay. I would say maybe math or history.
Really? I was going to assume science. That's awesome. I like the diversity there. Planning is already underway for the 2026 summit. What are you most excited for students to experience this year?
What I'm most excited for is for students who haven't really had any exposure to anything environmental in their past to just come in with no information and just to be willing to see and just open to learn more about the environment. And I'm just really excited to see how it will kind of help them and guide them to do things environmentally related.
I'm excited for every summit because I'm always impressed with what the students come up with. I would say our speakers this year, I'm really, really excited about. We're going to have Congresswoman Sarah McBride come and speak. we are going to have a lot of really great exhibitors. We're going to have a lot of really great workshops. I know I talked about the earlier one about how people can draw from their own culture for advocacy. I'm going to be on a workshop about offshore wind and how youth can get involved in offshore wind. So I'm really excited about that because renewable energy is one thing that I love talking about with youth who are going to be joining me in advocating in the next couple of years. And we have a really stacked roster of really great speakers and great workshops. And I'm just really excited to get there and see how they all go.
Wow.
So I'm really excited for our speakers that are going to come out. And I'm interviewing some of the speakers to post onto our social media. And one that I'm really excited to interview is Alex Eves. And he has a bunch of campaigns, and he basically promotes reusing and recycling, especially when it comes to clothing and like sustainable like clothing. And I'm really excited because last year I actually did like a project, and it was talking about sustainable fashion. And I'm just really excited to see how his ideas may align or differ from my own.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. It kind of sounds like a science fair if like a convention merged. That's what it sounds like. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm spot on. And for our last question. If a student is passionate about the environment but not sure where to start, why should yes be their first step?
I think yes should be their first step just for the outreach. There's so many vendors that you can meet just upon walking in there, like on your way to getting your breakfast, maybe if that's the first thing you do. And there's just so many opportunities to get involved, whether it's like a research project like I did or volunteering over the summer, which I know some people volunteer at Bellevue and things of that sort environmentally. But there's just so many things that you didn't know were possible until you really go there and see how many opportunities there are for you to get involved.
I would be shocked if a student was able to attend the Youth Environmental Summit with just a baseline appreciation of the environment and not come out with one or two either workshops that piqued their interest or exhibitors they met that piqued their interest or someone they connected with that they could just talk with more to explore their love for the environment. I would truly be shocked if that happened because the summit is set up so that that's what students are leaving understanding. You can come in and just think that trees are cool and leave knowing that these 4 organizations work with trees and you went to this one workshop that was able to give you a direction for what you maybe want to do for college or what you want to focus on for your career pathway in high school. And that's why we do it. So that's what I'm hoping students get out of it.
Wow. This thing sounds so fun, like genuinely. And I hope that I could attend one day. And by one day, that's like between this year, next year, 3 more years.
It'll be here.
But that sounds amazing. I'm proud of you guys for doing what you do. Because it seems so fun, but it also seems like a lot of hard work at the same time. Especially since you run things. Like you do the emails and stuff like that. Like, oof. So, yeah, it was nice to meet you guys. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hope we can talk more soon.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Bye.